name is Brian, and this is where MAGA comes to talk. All right. So, Laura Loomer and Marjorie Taylor Greene. What's going on here? And I'm going to tell you, and I'll go through some of what's happened, and we'll cover it, and I'll break it down. I want to first start though. I want to play the audio that the Young Turks and everyone is playing, and CNN, of course. And this is Marjorie Taylor Greene on the Capitol steps talking to CNN, trashing Laura Loomer.
And this is such an important election. I don't think that she has the experience or the right mentality to advise. Very important.
Why do you think? I guess you could feel that she's getting bad advice, or he's getting bad advice from her.
I'm not involved in their conversations, so I can't weigh in on that. But I do know this, that her rhetoric and her tone does not match the base, does not match MAGA, does not match most Republicans I know. And I'm completely denouncing it. I'm over it. And I would encourage anyone else that matches her statements to stop.
Okay, so that's Marjorie Taylor Greene talking about Loomer on the Capitol steps. It's an article that came out last night in the New York Post. Here's the headline: Marjorie Taylor Greene, Laura Loomer, public feud after Trump-Harris debate. Okay, and it says here, this is the New York Post, and then I'll tell you what's really going on, which is none of this BS that's being talked about. Laura Loomer and Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene, two of Donald Trump's loudest supporters and allies, okay, are in the midst of a raging public feud amid reports that Loomer has been a recent presence in Trump's inner circle. She flew to the debate on Trump Force One, and she flew back on Trump Force One. The two high-profile conservatives have denounced one another and traded barbs on social media, with Greene bluntly telling reporters Thursday she doesn't think Loomer has the right mentality to advise a very important presidential election. Laura Loomer reportedly joined Trump on a private plane to Philadelphia for Tuesday's debate and offered him some last-minute advice before he sparred with Vice President Kamala Harris on national TV. They describe Loomer as a far-right activist. They say the far-right activist was egging him on to be aggressive and combative, despite advisors urging Trump to stick to discussing policies and voter issues like the economy, Axios reported. Now, I don't think Trump was combative or aggressive in the way that Trump could be both of those things. I think he pretty much stuck to policy, don't you? His advisors warned, according to the report, to avoid letting Harris get under his skin with personal jabs. Trump appears to have taken Loomer's advice as he strayed off topic and got defensive when Harris mentioned his rallies, claiming attendees leave early out of exhaustion and boredom. He responded, "People don't leave my rallies." It goes on. Greene took to X on Wednesday and started a mini MAGA civil war when she suddenly slammed Loomer's, what she describes, extremely racist post about Kamala. Loomer had posted on September 8th that if Harris were to defeat Trump, the White House would smell like curry, and White House speeches will be facilitated via a call center, and the American people will only be able to convey their feedback through a customer, hold on, there we go, through a customer satisfaction survey at the end of the call that nobody will understand. The Georgia Congresswoman, who has herself been called out for being racist, called Laura Loomer out 3 days later, calling her post appalling. It doesn't represent who we are as Republicans or MAGA, Greene wrote. This does not represent President Trump. This type of behavior should not be tolerated ever, she added, and demanded Loomer delete the post. Loomer responded in a series of provocative tweets, calling her a raging anti-Semite who believes that Jewish people use space lasers to control the world. The conservative influencer also blasted Marjorie Taylor Greene's recent divorce, calling her a cheater and for behaving like a leftist, and roasting her over what she claimed to be a funny joke about Harris. Okay, let me tell you what's really going on with Laura Loomer and Marjorie Taylor Greene. And it's none of this crap that's being talked about in the news. It's not what Marjorie Taylor Greene said on the Capitol steps, okay? Marjorie Taylor Greene and Laura Loomer just hate each other. In a workplace environment, and I've seen this in many workplaces, and maybe some of you have. Women don't get along too well at the upper levels. Women that are at the and both Marjorie Taylor Greene and Laura Loomer, they're when it comes to Trump, there's competition among the two of them for Trump's ear. Okay, and Laura Loomer is a friend of mine. I've known Laura Loomer for years. She's one of the nicest people I know. And when it comes to people that have like a celebrity influencer status in the ear of President Trump, zero ego, very cool, down to earth, and as she has raised her level of fame and influence and connection, she's the same she was before. Okay, so full disclosure, Marjorie Taylor Greene, I've met her, I've interviewed her. And I love her too. I like them both a lot. They're both very important people in our movement, not just because they're women, but because they do incredible work. But in workplaces, oftentimes women just don't get along together, especially at the upper levels. That's just the way it is. And Marjorie Taylor Greene cannot stand Loomer. And Loomer's got the president's ear from time to time. He does shout-outs for her at rallies. She was on the plane. And so far as giving him advice, I don't know what that means. Did she just say it to him as he walked by? I don't think he took that advice. I think he was pretty policy-oriented during the debate. But that's all it is. You've got two women that don't like each other. They're competing for the attention of the boss, right? And that's just it. And Marjorie Taylor Greene is terrified that Loomer is going to have a role inside the White House. And she's doing everything she can, Marjorie Taylor Greene, to undermine her. I don't know how long it's been now, a year? At the beginning of the campaign, if I remember correctly, it was the night that President Trump announced he was running for re-election at Mar-a-Lago. I think it was that night, he offered Laura Loomer a job on the campaign. And Marjorie Taylor Greene came in and killed the whole thing. Laura Loomer is one of the best investigative reporters that alive today, okay? And she doesn't just have great sources and connections and does incredible investigative work. She's got the biggest balls of anybody out there, and she doesn't hold back. And she is always ahead on everything. Her reporting has been 100% accurate. A year and a half or so ago, she was the first person to report that Ron DeSantis was betraying Donald Trump. I didn't believe it. This is when she was living up in the villages here in Florida, and she led a group of people to a book signing that DeSantis was doing. They were MAGA people, and he would not allow the MAGA people into the bookstore. And I couldn't believe it. And then found out, and it was the only time I'd ever questioned Laura Loomer's reporting, and she was right. And I apologized to her, and I told her, I said, I will never question your reporting ever again, Laura Loomer. She is 100% accurate. Yes. And she uses salty language and humor and maybe offensive or semi-offensive things, but that's how she gets her story out. She's not connected to some big outlet. She's not with Breitbart. She's not with any of the she's not with Turning Point USA. She's an independent. She has the ear of President Trump, but she's on her own. So yeah, she tweets and posts things in a very provocative way to get her stories out there. But she's awesome, and you want her working for Trump. And I'm here to tell you that a lot of the stories in the last year that have been broken have come from Laura Loomer, even though she's not getting credit for them. Okay? I'm not going to go through them all now, and a lot of them we don't have, I don't have 100% confirmation of. I don't call and ask her, hey, did this come from you, or things like this. I just know. I can tell when there's a Loomer story out there that she's not getting credit for. There's been a lot of things that have come out in the last year through the whole primary process that I know that she has found, or that President Trump and the campaign have gotten out through her. And she's a very Laura Loomer is a very, very valuable person in the MAGA movement. You know, one of the biggest problems that we have in the conservative movement is that we have a bunch of wusses that don't go all the way. Look at these Democrats. They'll stop at nothing to stop Trump. They shot him. I mean, my goodness. But look at how they handle this debate, right? Her sorority sister, the midget podium. We now know from a whistleblower, it's been confirmed, they gave Kamala the questions in advance. You know, look at what they look. That's just one thing. They do this every minute of every day. They cover up. They do terrible things to the left. And Laura Loomer, out of everyone we have in the conservative movement, she's the only person that really goes there. We have a lot of great people. Don't get me wrong. You know, we had James O'Keefe. You know, we've got Charlie Kirk and all the great stuff he does. Tucker Carlson does incredible work. But what Laura Loomer does with her investigative journalism, it's, I don't know, what guerrilla journalism, I don't know. She's got the balls to go out and say and do what has to be done. Go look on X. Look up some of the videos. Look at when she confronted Jake Tapper at the airport, and look at Jake Tapper's face when Loomer is yelling questions at him. He is just in a panic. You know, we need people like Laura Loomer who are completely fearless and will ask the tough, uncomfortable questions. You know, and Marjorie Taylor Greene is wrong on this one, and she really, you know, I'll tell you another thing too. President Trump did very well in that debate and won the debate, no doubt about it. But there's a lot of talk among some MAGA people, some conservative people. They don't like the way he handled himself. And a lot of people have been giving advice to President Trump. And I guess they're trying to blame Laura Loomer for maybe their bad advice. I don't know. But Marjorie Taylor Greene, I love her, I love Loomer, but Marjorie Taylor Greene is wrong about this. And President Trump, you know, Marjorie, I disagree with her on so many levels. She said, let me go back and play it. Let me play her comment. This is her on CNN yesterday. I played it at the top of the stream, but I want to play it again. This is Marjorie Taylor Greene on the Capitol steps yesterday.
And this is such an important election. I don't think that she has the experience or the right mentality to advise a very important president.
Why do you think so?
Okay. She doesn't, it's a very, President Trump very specifically told Marjorie Taylor Greene to lay off Mike Johnson. He says, we don't want division right now. It makes us look foolish. And Marjorie Taylor Greene is continually defying President Trump. And this election is so important. Marjorie Taylor Greene really is making a terrible mistake here by giving the Young Turks, I just saw they did a YouTube video about this, and giving CNN all this material on someone that is this close to President Trump is Laura Loomer. Really, what Marjorie and it pains me to say this because I love Marjorie Taylor Greene and I love Laura Loomer, and I don't, what are you going to do? You got two people in your family going in each other's throats, but Marjorie Taylor Greene is wrong here. And what Marjorie Taylor Greene did yesterday, there was no need for her to do this. She's created a scandal inside Trump's inner circle that did not exist. Okay, I know it was briefly reported that Loomer was on the plane with President Trump, but she's making a scandal out of it, and that's just yeah. She's very jealous. It's territorial. It's just territorial. Women do not get along well, and have any of you had problems with multiple women in your workplace? They don't get along well. There's a lot of jealousy there. Yeah, exactly. And and there's also there's a lot of similarities in their personalities, right? Like I don't know what the female equivalent is of an alpha male. What's the female equivalent of an alpha male? I don't know what the equivalent is, but they're both whatever the female equivalent of an alpha male is, that's what Laura Loomer and Marjorie Taylor Greene are. And you get two personalities like that who are competing. Well, I don't know if Loomer's competing with Marjorie Taylor Greene, but she's definitely competing with Loomer for President Trump's ear. And you get those types of personalities together, and they just clash. But I'll tell you this. The attacks always start from Marjorie Taylor Greene, not Loomer. And no, we need Loomer. And I know Loomer would very much probably like to work in the White House. I think Loomer does her best work being the independent journalist she is. But it's hard to make a living when you're an independent journalist off tweets. You gotta eat, you gotta make a living, you gotta be able to travel. So But this is Marjorie Taylor Greene. This as important as this alphabet, maybe I don't know. As important as this election is, what Marjorie Taylor Greene did was wrong and stupid to go out and create a scandal in Trump's inner circle with Loomer. It was just stupid. And I bet you Trump's pissed at her about it. I don't know, but I would think he'd be pissed off at Marjorie Taylor Greene for that. Don't you think? Mm-hmm. Now, if you're new to my channel, please subscribe. Okay, this is where MAGA comes to talk. And so far as CNN doing these segments on Loomer, CNN has had a vendetta against Loomer for years. And you guys have heard me when I went to that one event many years ago. When I first met Laura Loomer was after the Parkland shooting. She was here covering it, and I live down the street from where that was, and she and I went together to that town hall meeting. I gave her a ride there, drove her there, and it was a CNN town hall. And as soon as we walked in, CNN identified her and was after us the whole time we were there. CNN has a thing for her. I don't know what started it. Maybe it was Vegas. The first time I remember hearing of Laura Loomer, and I may have heard of her before, but the first time I can really remember, no, she handcuffed herself or whatever to the Twitter office doors. The first time I remember hearing of Loomer was after the Vegas shooting, and she did incredible coverage on that, and everything she reported and uncovered was 100% accurate. She was on, back then, I think it was on Periscope. She went to one of the security guards' houses or something, and it was amazing what she was doing, and interviewed him. It was amazing what Laura Loomer did during the Vegas, and that's when I the first time I can remember knowing who she is. And I was like, wow, I was blown away, because I thought, wow, we on the right, we don't have people that are so tough to get to the story. All of our people are wusses, and I was really blown away by that. And she does great stuff. She's a true investigative journalist, JP. Absolutely, she's a media activist. Yeah, and the harassment she's under. I was up at Mar-a-Lago. This was, I can't remember how long. I did talk about this after. I don't know, maybe a couple years ago, maybe a little less. Maybe it was last year. I can't remember. And I could see that people were following her, trying to get pictures of her, and they weren't talking to her, but they were like spying on her. You know what I mean? Like stalking her. And I was like, this is unbelievable what she's under. But the whole thing with Marjorie Taylor Greene, it's just two women. You know, Marjorie Taylor Greene is jealous. Jealous. I mean, come on. You know, they're women, and they probably have some type of crush on President Trump, I guess. And there's just jealousy there. I mean, do you guys agree with that? It's just with Marjorie Taylor Greene, it is just pure jealousy. And as far as I can see, I don't see any of the attacks coming from Loomer. She responds to Marjorie Taylor Greene, but Marjorie Taylor Greene is the one who always starts this crap. And to start a conflict in Trump's inner circle, less than 2 months away from the most important election of our lives that's going to decide the future of our country, is insane to me. Loomer's not scared of anyone. Are you kidding me? She's not scared of anyone. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. I'm scared of Laura Loomer. Anybody, aren't you? I wouldn't mess with Loomer. She'd kick your ass. I would not mess with Loomer. I would not mess with Loomer. She is not a 9/11 denier. Not only is she not a 9/11 denier, she posted on X about that. Someone was calling her a 9/11 denier yesterday. I don't know who, and she posted that's not true. You go to her X. She's not. She actually posted about it. I'll pull it up. Hold on. Oh, my internet connection. I'm lost my Wi-Fi. Hold on. Yeah, and Loomer posted this, by the way, yesterday. I'll get to what she said about 9/11, but she said, "Come on." This is Loomer posted this on 2 days ago, September 11th. Kamala Harris is furious that I broke the story about her husband, Doug Emhoff, sleeping with his daughter's elementary school teacher and getting her pregnant. That's right. I forgot that. Laura Loomer broke that story, that Kamala's husband had an affair and got his kid's school teacher pregnant. She broke that. I mean, that's a pretty big deal. That's a pretty big deal. But she did tweet about she's got so many tweets. Let me see if I can find it. Let me find it. Hold on. But she very specifically tweeted that she is not a 9/11 denier. But she's tweeted so much in the last day or two because of all this controversy that I got to go way down. But she is not a 9/11 denier. I know they said that about her. Let's see. I should have retweeted that when I saw it, because I saw that today because they were attacking her about it, but I just read it. But she is not a 9/11 denier. Mm-mm. I think out of all, we've got Tucker Carlson, we've got Charlie Kirk, we've got James O'Keefe, and we've got Loomer. That's who we have. Okay? That's who we got. Those are our journalists. I might have left off somebody. If I left somebody off, you're welcome to. Okay, here it is. You're welcome to do this. Okay, CNN reported that Loomer is a 9/11 denier. This is not true. This is 8 hours ago. She posted this to X. This is Loomer on X. CNN just sent this notification out to everyone who subscribes to them. And she put the screenshot. Laura Loomer, far-right provocateur who spread 9/11 conspiracy theory influencing Trump as he searches for a message. She says, I am not a 9/11 denier. Everyone knows Islamic terrorists on visas carried out the 9/11 terrorist attack. That's it, right? That's true. She's not a 9/11 denier. But they'll call her that. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Absolutely. I would not put Crowder and Laura Loomer in the same sentence. No way. Mm-mm. Nope. Not that he doesn't do good work, but I don't know anyone like Laura Loomer. Anyone. Mm-mm. You know, there is a major jealousy going on with Marjorie Taylor Greene. And Marjorie Taylor Greene should not, yeah, she's right. Marjorie Taylor Greene was right when she said Laura Loomer lost her run for Congress. The establishment went after her, wouldn't let her. She ran twice. First time it was in my district where I live, and it's a Democrat district. And the second time she had the establishment after her. What are you going to do? Marjorie Taylor Greene barking up the wrong tree. Yep. Yep. Absolutely. And she, now if you're new to my channel, subscribe. No, I this is my personal belief, and I've not asked Laura Loomer this because I don't know if she'd want to confirm it or not. But okay, so Trump offered her a job. I think it was that night at Mar-a-Lago when he announced he was running for re-election. Marjorie Taylor Greene got the Trump and just got the whole idea axed somehow. I don't know how she did it. But I think that was only officially. I think Loomer has been working with Donald Trump and his top team at the campaign all this time. This story, like she just mentioned, that Laura Loomer broke about Kamala's husband getting the teacher pregnant of his kids, okay? You know, I believe, and there's a lot of other stories, that the Trump campaign has been dropping a lot of things over the last year through Laura Loomer. It's just, I think she is working for him. It's just unofficial. And, I mean, how unofficial is it if she's flew to the debate with him this week, right? It's becoming more official, and that's what's freaked out Marjorie Taylor Greene. If Loomer was on the outs with Trump, she wouldn't. But Loomer being on the plane with Trump just flipped out Marjorie Taylor Greene. It's unfortunate because I love them both, and we need both of them. They both do very, very good work. Now, I think they both do very good work in different ways. But they just, Marjorie Taylor Greene just can't get along with her, and it's unfortunate. It really is unfortunate. Mm-hmm. Oh, no, Loomer's the best. And I'll tell you, there has not been a single story that I know of that she's ever reported that has not been true. Every story she has ever reported, no matter how outrageous it may seem, has always been proven true. What other reporter can say that? She's never had to do a retraction. She's never been wrong. That's, I mean, do you know of a time when she's been wrong or had to retract? Hell no. Could you imagine if we had 10 Laura Loomers out there? Oh my goodness. You know, and I know she's controversial. That's why she's independent. That's why she's not with any of these things. And you know, this thing with egos. You know, why do you think she's not working with James O'Keefe? Loomer's too big of a personality for someone like James O'Keefe or Tucker or Breitbart. You know what I mean? So, and she worked with O'Keefe in the past. You know, and she's a big personality. Marjorie Taylor Greene's a big personality. These big personalities don't get along that well. Well, I'm sure you've never cared for her news, but it's painful. If you're a liberal, Loomer's news can be painful. No, I'm drinking coffee, not the Kool-Aid. Mm-hmm. The phones, I hope, are not that open today. I wouldn't be surprised. Yeah, Lisa. I hope no one brings up iguanas. So you guys can let me know in the comments your thoughts on this. But I think it just boils down to, and again, it pains me to say this because I love them both, but Marjorie Taylor Greene is jealous and threatened of Loomer. Right? She is jealous and threatened by Laura Loomer, and she should not be. Katina, the only, Katina wrote, I don't believe Loomer has ever said anything negative about Marjorie Taylor Greene to start the conflict. Yeah, Loomer is a lot like Trump. Trump says a lot of things about people, but he never goes after them first. Only after they go after him. And Loomer is the same thing with Marjorie Taylor Greene. Okay? She says things about Marjorie Taylor Greene now, but she never attacks first. She's responding to Marjorie Taylor Greene. And what Marjorie Taylor Greene did was really just stupid. It was petty and stupid. Why create a scandal in Trump's inner circle right now? It's bad enough we got this crap with Benny Johnson with the Russian money, who's been, you know what I mean? We got to deal with that crap, and now we got this. She shouldn't even be doing that. No, Warrior. This is something I know a lot about. I'm just, I do have friends and things, and I don't want to give too much info. But no, it's just an ego thing. And I have talked to Laura in the past about this Marjorie Taylor Greene stuff in private, which I'm not going to share with you. And and my opinion is she's jealous and threatened by Loomer, and she should not be. She should not be. Trump has respect for both of them, but I promise you, he's not happy that Marjorie Taylor Greene did this. And, the reason I'm doing this stream, people have been texting me and emailing me about this, and the reason I did this stream is I saw I was going through the news on YouTube a few minutes ago, and before I did the stream, and the Young Turks are in Anna, whatever her name, Kasparian on the Young Turks did a video on this Marjorie Taylor Greene Loomer cat fight, and she had smile in her voice. She was so filled with glee and excitement over this because she hates them both. And I thought to myself, what the freak is Marjorie Taylor Greene doing this for? Why would Marjorie Taylor Greene start this crap? She shouldn't be doing it. No, it's wrong. Attention. It was a moment of hysterics. She was not thinking clearly, and I'll tell you, Marjorie Taylor Greene, President Trump very specifically with this Mike Johnson stuff told her to cut out this division. He told Marjorie Taylor Greene publicly. He said publicly, we don't want this division. We got to stop attacking each other. It makes us look foolish. And she's doing it again. There could be the Loomer being on the plane triggered her, and I'm sure there's people in Trump's circle that don't like Loomer. There's when you have a president and you have a bunch of people on the staff, there's jealousies and they're territorial. So what? And they're I believe that those who told Trump, that have been telling Trump the last few weeks to stick to policy and don't get personal, I think that's bad advice. Because I think Kamala Harris personally is a very flawed individual. And I think it's important to point those things out. And a lot of conservatives have been saying for weeks he needs to stick to the issues, don't get personal. And the reports are that Loomer told him something different on the plane when he was at the debate, and I agree with her on that. Now, if you're new to my channel, subscribe. My name's Brian, and this is where MAGA comes to talk. My next stream is going to be in a couple hours. I'll be at the radio studio on the air taking calls. When I'm on the radio, I take live calls for people watching on YouTube, listening to me on the radio, or other platforms. So you're all welcome to call me on the air about this. And it's Friday. On Friday's radio show, it's open phones. We call it Open MAGA Mike Friday. And on Open MAGA Mike Friday, you can call in about any and everything on your mind. Although I got a lot of topics I want to get into today, including this. The stream's already set up with the chat room, so you can hop over there when I end this. It's the Kamala bus scandal is the thumbnail, so you can hop over there and get into that and chat room when this stream ends. And, of course, if you'd like to support my channel, go to mypillow.com. Use my promo code KANE at checkout, K-A-N-E, for huge savings. Many of the top MyPillow products are just $25, even less. The MyPillow that started it all with that patented fill is just $19.98 with my promo code Kane at checkout. The MyPillow 6-piece towel set, just $25. The MyPillow pet bed's $25. Huge deals on the MyPillow sheets, and of course, free shipping on orders over $75. All with my promo code Kane at checkout. Kane. That's Kane at checkout at mypillow.com. All right, now I got to go finish getting ready for work, guys, but I'll see you in a little bit on the next stream. Thanks for watching. Take care.